to over here and just wait for it to pop up. But essentially, this week should go a lot better than last week because there are less active computers on my home network. So what it came down to was last week, for the first time, my boyfriend was also home and trying to use his computer at the same time that I was streaming, and so I had to very politely text him a few times during the stream and ask for him to kindly postpone some of his more burdensome activities. Let's see what the lighting looks like right here. The lighting looks pretty okay. I have some papers taped up over the window, so hopefully that'll help a little bit. Hello there, Shorty's Gaming Hub. It's great to see you. How are you doing today? Today, we are going to focus a little bit on Flight Rising. It is welcome week starting today. What I would really like to do is get some familiars. I recently grew the size of my lair because it was that time of the season, and so now I would just like to attain some familiars, reduce my overall treasure. Hello, Ailish, how are you doing today? Is it Ailish or is it Alice? I'm sorry, I wanted to pronounce your name correctly, however, I feel like I've asked this before. That's so rude of me. Okay, I think I need to have more sludge, so let's get on that. I hope that my stream health is competent this week. All right, and let's go ahead and transmutate some other, because that gives us what we want. I'm not a fan of how bouncy this thing is, this camera, but I guess I'll have to invest in a better stand. Hello, Kendall Mitchell. How are you doing today? I would also like to do a little bit of Neopet stuff. And hi, Being of Nature Shadow. How are you doing? I would also like to do some Neopet stuff today, simply because is this week, and I love me some Neopets.com. Let's just do. I'm just gonna look up some Neopets dailies links. This week, I think I'm going to release a Neopets video, part 2 of the Grimoire series, because I'm just trying to overall reduce the amount of Neopoints that I have and other things. Shorty's Gaming Hub just spent the last 30 minutes organizing their lair into breeding pairs. Yep, that sounds like a good way to spend your day. Have I hatched my nest of the day? I believe I did, and it was nocturnes, and they were stained. Yes. Okay, good. That's all in order. Yeah, okay. So things I could do. Free jelly, already got the omelet. Don't need that so much. Don't need that, don't need that, don't need that, don't need that. Already did that, already did that, don't need that, don't need that. Let's do this. Let's do this. I'm trying to deplete all of my Neopoints on Neopets.com, so it's an exciting time to be me. Hey there, Flouther12, how are you doing today? Let's just do all these really basic ones. Opening 1,000,000 Neopets tabs does a really good job of reducing the stream health. Thanks, Neopets. You're really doing me a salad here. Okay. And then we're going to head over to Flight Rising and buy some familiars. The voice is lagging again like last week. Okay, so I'm just going to close all of my Neopets ones then, because that is no bueno. Alright. And let's do some low burden flight rising stuff that will not agitate anything. Man, I see it lagging on my end as well. Gosh darn it. I thought I really solved the lag problem, but I guess I didn't. That's so annoying. I guess I'm gonna have to get like an Ethernet cable, but I don't really see that fixing anything. Let me just make sure I don't have anything. Whatever. So we're just gonna keep going along. Here we go. Flight rising. I'm gonna open my familiar spreadsheet because I'm wanting to accumulate familiars. Why does it do this? I just don't understand. I wonder if it's some setting that I have turned on or that I'm not managing properly, or what's going on that makes it lag like this. Okay, so the familiar hall. Because for months we did this, well, singular month we did this, and we didn't have these kinds of lag problems. Okay, let's see if I could scroll up the page. 6 watching now. I don't know why it does this to me, why it treats me this way. I'm so good to you, YouTube. Be good to me too. So the way that I usually maintain my familiar spreadsheet is I go through alphabetically and I'll mark off what's right. No, that's a good point, Being of Nature Shadow, that on my old channel, the streams are fine, but the new channel, the streams are not fine. And I don't want to say that YouTube prioritizes a certain kind of content over other kinds of content depending on your subscriber number, but it might be possible. That might be a thing that happens. So it very well could be that because I have a smaller channel that it is deprioritizing the bandwidth to my channel, which is frustrating. The only thing I could really do about that is just keep trying. So anyways, I'm just going to try to work through this because we only have so many options, and it seems to not be something on my side. But yeah. Oh, that's so frustrating. Okay, so I'm just gonna remain positive and keep going and try to price these familiars and see what I can afford to get today and what I can't afford to get today. So these seem to be pretty cheap. 45,000 treasure for the Allgite Protector. And I might have to drop out early today. I'm not quite sure. I live with my boyfriend and his parents are in town, and they're out right now, but they may come back in, within the stream time. If that happens, then I will reschedule and have an evening stream tonight, which I'll announce on Facebook and Twitter and let you guys know to join. But that's something to be aware of, that being in a relationship means, compromise. And I like his parents very much, and I want to spend time with them. So if they're here and they come back to our apartment during that time, I will have to end this. Okay, so the Barking Jester price went up. And let's see. The price went up uniformly for the Barking Jester. Then let's look at the Bard Skira. Flight Rising has released a lot of familiars lately, and I'm slipping behind on collecting them. So that's something I need to work on. So Shorty's Gaming Hub says, Julie, are you using the same settings as what you were using on Pet Summer Julie? Because that could be why the rendering of the stream is changed depending on the amount of subs. So I did change one thing when I started on this channel. And if if you guys are familiar, I think you guys were all here on the last stream I did on my old channel, that there were black bars, black columns on the side of the screen because it wasn't the exact same proportion. And that frustrated me, and everyone was like, oh my god, now that I see it, I can't unsee it. And I was just like, oh my god, this is the worst thing that's ever happened. So when I moved to this channel, I made sure that the settings were set up so that there were not those columns on the side of the screen. So that is the only thing that changed. It was just the resolution. It didn't like make it HD. Okay, we're gonna see how this works. So the proportions of this should be a little different. It says that it's a healthy stream. However, it's not really been the amount of time yet that we've experienced issues. So let's just see how this goes, and it looks like it's going well so far. So the Bard Skira, 30 gems, and what about the treasure? Is this coming through good for you guys? I would hate to think that having a properly sized output would make such a big difference. That's so frustrating. Yeah, so what I also did was I changed the resolution. So it's going to be less clear, it's going to be more blurry, but I would rather test two things at once than one thing at once and do multiple tests. So we're just going to see how this works, and we're just going to stick with this. If it goes back into red, then I don't know what I'll do. Maybe try again. I mean, I would hate to spend so much time working on that. But yeah, okay. So what I'm doing is I'm pricing stuff. Of course, the Bone Fiend is unbuyable. Of course it is. And then the Boolean is probably also unbuyable right now. Hi, Dawnfire. How are you doing today? I wonder if this will upload as two different streams or how that's going to work. Okay. All right. So this seems to be going well so far. Knock on wood. That's particle board. It's an IKEA desk. It's hardly wood. Yeah, so I guess we're just gonna have to put up with the columns here. So this week I was thinking about doing an evening stream on Wednesday night. How will that work? How would that work for you guys? Would that be something that you could do, or what do you think? Hey there, Leon. How are you doing? Leon recently added me on Instagram. Is that right? I believe so. I saw all of those comments. And for the record, I'm not saying that IKEA wood is fake. I'm just saying that it's particle board. So it's not like a plank of wood like I would associate with more real wood. Hi, Wool Jaylene. How are you doing today? And what time roughly is that? It would be after I leave work. I work from 9 a.m. through approximately 6 p.m. during the week. So I would imagine that if I were to do a stream, it would start at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So, of course, as that day gets closer, I would definitely announce that I was doing it that day. It's a little bit hard for me to plan ahead because, you know, sometimes you get like last minute asks from the client, and, you know, that trumps me wanting to do whatever it is that I'm doing. I believe this is in the marketplace and it's not acquired. Okay, hello. Oh, hi Dino the Lavender, how are you doing? The stream health has slipped into yellow. We're just gonna keep an eye on that as we continue along. If Wednesday sounds good to you guys, that's when I'll do it. I definitely think I have plans on Thursday with one of our vendors after work. So wait a minute, do I have a crowned rock? Is that why? Coarse fur Yeti. Let's see how the price has changed on that. Yeah, and I know that just because of the time difference, what's okay for some people won't work for other people. And so that's why I'm actually adding an evening stream. I guess I can move this stream earlier into the day and that stream later into the evening. But I just want to try to reach as many people as possible because right now I'm doing a pretty poor job of that. I'm only reaching one group of people with this stream. So I'm just trying to figure a better time to reach more people. Like if this time is not good for you, then like if it's 1 a.m. right now where you are and you're watching this, thank you so much. That's a very kind thing for you to do. But I would like to be at a more advantageous time for everyone else. So how long till the evening stream? The first time that I would do it would be this upcoming Wednesday. And then Dino the Lavender says that they were, for the first time, able to sell a dragon with art attached and that they went to a good home. I'm very glad to hear that. Okay, Cog Frog. I'm never going to be able to buy a Cog Frog. It's just me hopelessly wishing for that. Okay, and then on to... I wish that instead of the bestiary entries being numbered, they were split up by alphabet. Do I have a dream dragon? Flower 12 recently got theirs and she has 2 of the genes. I do not have a dream dragon. I more so have like a dream aesthetic that I keep with. You know, I really like platinum, silver, ice dragons, orca as well, and just remaining in that aesthetic is my dream. My dream is more like breeding the current dragons that I have into better genes and breeds. Like there are a few guardians in my lair that I would like in a few generations to not be guardians, like wild claws and codals, but that's more of lineage than individual dragon. I don't want to hang too much on any individual dragon. I don't want to have permanent dragons. I want to have steps on a ladder. You know, like I want to have a journey instead of just a destination. Okay, so conjoined skink. Do I not have a conjoined skink? I do not. Okay, so 350. The price has gone down on these though. So hey yo. I think I was considering just straight up buying a conjoined skink because it's cheaper to just buy one than to buy the resources necessary to create one. So I think that's something I might do. All right, and then the next one was Crowned Rock. But since the last time I updated my familiar spreadsheet, a surplus of familiars have been added to Flight Rising, so that is why I'm going through to do this. Because I just expanded my lair, and now I need some new familiars. Because I separate it like I'll expand my lair, and then I'll buy expensive familiars, and then I'll expand my lair, and then I'll buy expensive familiars. That way I'm always growing my capital. It's not capital, but you know, my accounts. What the heck? Flight Rising! It's absolutely ridiculous. Yeah, so Being of Nature Shadow says, OMG, everyone says skinks are hard to get, and I've brewed like 3 of them to sell, and I have leftovers, so I'm quietly clutching them. Yeah, so if you spend all of your turns on hunting, they're not that hard to acquire, and if you like snipe from the auction house, they're not that hard to acquire. It's just like I tend to forget or just deprioritize it. Like if you're intentionally looking for them, they're not that hard to get. And it's like a lucrative business to sell them. So, I mean, it's no big deal to me. And there's just other things I care about more. Yeah, but it's absolutely ridiculous how the Crowned Rock, the disparity between the gem price and the treasure price on the auction house right now, that is absolutely ridiculous. So I might buy one of those. Is anybody here on this stream new to Flight Rising? Did anybody join today? Or will anyone be joining today? Or does anyone have any friends that are joining today? just because it's welcome week, and this entire week is welcome week. Dainty Wave Hopper. Ooh, that's a cute little one. So my stream health seems to be wavering at orange. I don't know if you guys can see it from your end, but from my end, there's like a strip of color that tells you what your stream health is at. And green is obviously good, orange is like, something's wrong, and red is like, wow, they can't see anything that you're doing, you should just give up and go home. But I'm already home. Why is YouTube such a hater? Okay. Oh, this one must be easy to get. Hey Buffy, how are you doing today? And Dinah the Lavender says that they're going to force some friends from school to join Flight Rising. I definitely used to be that person when I was in college. I tried to get everyone to join Flight Rising, and for some reason they didn't want to, and I was just like, what's wrong with you guys? It's the best game. Okay. So that's the Dainty Wave Hopper. And then the Daydream Puffer. Oh my god, that is the cutest thing. It is so cute. Alright, let's see what they're going for. It looks like I'm going to be able to buy a lot of familiars. Yeah, it's going to be blurry, unfortunately, because I compromised the stream quality for it to survive. How dare you, YouTube, prioritize me. Okay, 19790. Oh. So after I finish this, I'm going to buy some familiars. So Leon says, does it snow where you are? It snowed here yesterday. By the way, does anybody need a cinder kelp loach? I have 3 and I'm planning to sell 2. I'm pretty sure I have a cinder kelp loach, but thank you for the offer. And yes, it does snow here. That won't be until later in the season. I believe like late December all throughout January and early February. The Farmer's Almanac is predicting a pretty wet winter, so that's so unfortunate. I hate the winter. I hate the cold, but I moved to Ice Flight. Who knows? What am I doing? Okay. So one thing that I'm thinking about doing on Flight Rising is that I am going to, what is it that I'm going to do? Play the Gems to Treasure Market. So right now I'm all about like depleting my wealth in all of my games. And so that means like Neopets, Light-In, and Flight Rising, just spending everything. And then like documenting coming up from that. And what I'm going to do on Flight Rising is play the Gems to Treasure Market. Like you can buy gems when the market's low and then sell them for treasure when it's high, and I think that's something that I have a lot of interest in doing. Just first I need to buy a bunch of familiars. That's a goal of mine. Stories Gaming Hub says, I found out what my dream dragon would be. Metallic Wine, Toxin Pearl, and Runes Sanguine. Ooh, that sounds like a nice comparison. Nice pairing. Buffy says they love winter, but the winters in Nova Scotia are humid compared to the Norwegian winters I was used to, so East Coast winters are bad. Okay. So Dinah the Lavender has an issue. My friend gave me a snapper and I really don't think he fits with my clan's lore. She didn't want him and I don't want to exalt him since he was a gift. What do I do? So your options here are exalt, sell, or morph. So you can, is there any part of the dragon that you like? Like, do you like the colors? Is it just the lore that you dislike? Because you could always change lore. I'm not much of a lore person myself, but if you really want to keep the dragon, which you don't need to. You don't have to keep a dragon that you don't want. If it was a gift, then it's your gift to do what you want with. So what I would recommend that you do is scry the dragon a few different ways. See if that you would like the dragon as like a pearl catcher or like a spiral or something. And then if you would, then start saving up and moving in that direction, or just go ahead and sell the dragon. I definitely sell gift dragons all the time, just because unfortunately I don't have a lot of space. Well, not only that, but because if I don't want a dragon, then I'm not going to keep it. Just to make someone else happy. That's another thing that I'm going to start doing more in my various pet game accounts, is I live according to the KonMari principle. I don't know if you guys can tell looking around my apartment, but it's very minimal, and I'm not a fan of surplus items that don't make me happy. So I really believe in letting things go that don't make you happy. So I'm gonna be practicing that more on my different accounts. It was like my goal over the last year, and I don't believe that I've accurately communicated that through my YouTube channel. So that's something I'm gonna be working on. To me, snappers are adorable, but his colors are really bright. Banana primary and secondary and glimmer. So what you could do with that, if you're interested, is you can scatter scroll the dragon and see what you get. And that's a bit of a crapshoot. You might get something terrible that does not look good at all, and it's expensive to do so. But it's up to you. If that's something you're interested in, then I recommend you to do that. Disoriented Spirit, way up in price. Then Driftwood Baron. And that's another one that I need to buy. I have plenty of driftwood. I don't know which one's more expensive. It's up to 500 gems. That's a lot of gems. Artemis is also a wild claw. My dream dragon is named Artemis. She's robin skink, obsidian butterfly, and obsidian glimmer. I love everything obsidian. Such a good color. And obsidian butterfly is very lovely. Buffy scattered their progenitor twice, and they're finally happy. It was pricey, but worth it. Yeah, I've scattered a few dragons. And Dino, if you really want to rehome the dragon, Shorty's Gaming Hub has offered to take the dragon in. Their lore is that they accept exiles, which is a very, very nice thing. Alright, so Frost Delver. Let's see how much that goes for. Nope. There's no listings on the auction house. Okay. Golden Featherfin. I really wish it was alphabetical instead of just like, how many is this? 8 a page? Golden Featherfin. And then I'm just never going to be able to get a golden idol. Light Rising. Why do you have so many familiars I'll never be able to get? Okay. 169. So this time last year, I started negotiations to get my light sprite. And I'm going to, in theme with getting rid of items that don't spark joy, I'm going to be getting rid of a lot of my familiars. So if you guys have Tumblrs, I strongly recommend that you follow me on Tumblr. I'm going to be doing some giveaways and raffles. I will be advertising them on my Facebook as well, with entrant opportunities on the forums. This, of course, will be promotional for my YouTube channel, but it's also just a way to get rid of items that don't really make me happy. This is for Golden Beast. How does this look? Yeah, it doesn't look. Why is the proportion like that? Why is it stretched so weird? Okay, I guess I'll just have to deal with it. Okay, alright, Golden Beast on the auction house. And there are none for treasure. Okay, that's fine. I had a bunch of new users sign up today with me as the referral, so that's really cool. I guess I need to advertise more that I have this live stream account. Alright, and is there anything that anyone wants to see on a different site? Like maybe some tattered weave, or some goat legs, or some chicken smoothie, which I still think is a very curious name for a website. But yeah, anything that anyone wants to see besides me filling out this spreadsheet of about familiars? I promise I'm almost done. Okay, I'm the end half of the alphabet now. I just love spreadsheets so much. They're my favorite. Okay. And then hopefully when I go home, I'm going to be going home for a very long stretch of time this holiday season, that I'll be able to do some collaborations and get some interesting perspective on everything that I do on Flight Rising with people who either don't play or do play on like a journeyman level. Your spreadsheet's broke, Being of Nature Shadow. How? Which ones? Why? Malevolent Spirit. Hippo J. Julie, that's not how the alphabet works. There we go. I've been trying to get to just like fish up a Hippo J. It just hasn't worked yet. Maybe I should just bite the bullet and purchase one. 450. Everyone here who celebrates holidays, what are you getting for those holidays? And then Alice wants to know, what's your opinion on the new Pokemon games? I think that Alola looks like a great region. I love Pokemon games. I love Pokemon so much, so very much, that I'm very excited for it. Shorty's Gaming Hub wants to know, how did everyone find my channel? And I'm also curious, how did you guys find my channel? Were you just browsing the YouTube and you stumbled across a video of mine, or was it like on Tumblr? Probably wasn't on Facebook. But I'm curious about that. I've done like very little off-site advertising, which probably isn't a great strategy. H-I-J-K L-M-N-O-P. So this goes right here. The Leopard Coral Climber. And let's see. The health is still at orange. So Being of Nature Shadow says, I have an equation thing, an algorithm, that Y makes the cell go green and N makes the cell go red, but now that's not working and they don't change. I looked at the equation, everything seems to be fine. So like a good way to troubleshoot that might be removing the else portion of the algorithm and just like relieving like just trying one of those arguments to see if it works. That's what I would do. And so Dawnfire says they found out my videos about Leiden and then FR, which I think is a pretty common entry point. People really like people really enjoy Leiden videos. My Leiden playlist is incredibly fruitful. I don't know the right way to put it. Like, people use my Leiden videos as an entry point. Then Leon says he found it when he searched Flight Rising. Hallucinations, hello, welcome to the live stream. I'm very happy to see you here. We're discussing how people found my YouTube channel. Shorty's Gaming Hub raised the question. And Flouther12 says, I looked up Flight Rising videos, and bam, there was Julie's videos. Yeah, so I'm glad that that was the entry point. That's definitely what I'm trying by putting Flight Rising in the video title. This channel has been going for about a year now. I mean, excuse me, my main channel has. And when I started, I was submitting my channel to review on a lot of different websites, and people kept telling me, oh, you need to optimize more this way or that way. And I think that my optimizations worked and that I'm reaching a greater audience now. And Buffy Moon found my videos because she curiously searched to see if anyone had Lighten content. Yes. Lighten, for being as big as it is and like as much of a powerhouse as it is in the virtual pet space, it really does not have that much content on YouTube. And that constantly astounds me because everyone's interested in Lighten and it's such a good game. So, I don't know. Okay, so moving on to main Cobra. Hey Dan, how are you doing? Dino the Lavender says they found my channel because I collaborated with JLu. Yes, JLu is so cool. Like, oh my god. So, I reached out to her for collaboration and we had a Skype call and it was so amazing. Like, it takes a while for me to like warm up to people. Usually I'm kind of shy or like mean. I'm kind of a mean person. But when I started talking to JLu, like she and I just vibed so well. Like we believe in a lot of the same things and we have a lot of the same priorities. And she is just a really great person. And we talked for like an hour, I think, but we could have talked for hours because we just got along so well. And there was a little bit of a scheduling conflict, and the video was delayed by like I think a month from when it was intended to be released, but collaborating with her was such a great experience. I would easily do it again at any time. Well, Jaylene says that they found the channel because I had a friend too. So did the friend introduce you to the channel? If so, hey yo, that's lovely. Shorty's Gaming Hub says, hey Julie, I found a solution which satisfies me in regards to my lair space. One nest out of the 3 nests gets exalted, one baby gets sold as a baby, and another gets sold as an adult. Yep, it's pretty important to have some kind of paradigm in place to keep the number of dragons in your lair low, which is something that I'm always struggling with in trying to communicate. That's why for a long time I was only keeping 1 baby per nest and then exalting both parents after the nest. Being of Nature Shadow says, I deleted the conditional formatting rules and redid them and it's still not working. I'm not sure. I'm not sure what you do in that case. I do not do a lot of conditional formatting in my spreadsheets, or like if-then algorithms, just because I just want to go like really straightforward. I mean, I would just recommend like Googling if-else statements or, you know, sticking with that. Just like doing research that way. I am proficient in Excel, but not so much that I would want to work through it right now. Wool says their friend played Lighten. I'm sorry, being of Nature Shadow. I'm sorry. I failed you as an Excel aficionado. Wait a minute, are you using Excel or are you using Google Sheets? Because that would also be a factor. And Dan says it's hard to keep the dragon number low because they're all so beautiful and I can't. Well, your other option in that situation is to expand your lair, but that's even more expensive than keeping dragons alive. And Being of Nature Shadow says that they're using Google Sheets, not Excel. And so Excel has a lot more capabilities than Google Sheets does, is the first thing that I would say. And then the second thing that I would say is that you're going to have to look up different types of resources for Google Sheets than Excel, just because Excel has so much more functionality than Google Sheets does. Even though I love Google Sheets and I use them pretty regularly, I use Excel more because I'm a person who does Excel for a living. That is my job. My job is Excel. Yeah, okay, let's work on this. Marins. Oh my goodness, we're approaching the end of this time. We've got 20 minutes left in the stream. So I'm gonna say the thing that I say, where if you want me to look at your lair and show it off while the stream is helpful and alive, go ahead and send me a message on site. And I will dig into it more for you. Or show it off. Okay. Marin Defenders seem to be pretty easy to get from a gem perspective. And then let's look at the treasure value. I'm a little bummed out that the ratio had to be fixed. Well, they're pretty cheap, Dan Moore. They seem to be going for 28,000 treasure. No, excuse me, for 32,000 treasure or 34 gems. And for gems, that's incredibly cheap. So I would recommend snagging one now or during the next holiday because, you know, prices fluctuate on things like familiars. All right, Marin Spear Maiden. There we go. And this is even cheaper. So cheaper. Afternoon coffee. Okay. 19 gems for Marin Spear Maiden. So I'm going to spend all of the treasure that I have right now on these familiars. Like that's, I don't know if I made that clear, but that's my goal today, is to spend a lot of treasure. So if you guys have any of these familiars that I'm adding to my spreadsheet, let me know. And I will buy them off of you. Being of Nature Shadow has a Clarendon update for all of us. Very, very excited to hear it. Ugh, my nose itches. And of course, as we all are aware, Clarendon is the dinosaur virtual pet browser game. And that's for the Melon Martzol. So Clarendon's update is they had some down-to-earth talks, and they need to try and find a lawyer, someone who knows employability laws and can help draft up employer contracts for coders especially. So you probably want to go with like a contract lawyer. Boyfriend is a lawyer. And what you probably want to do is start off with some contract employability framework, and then bring that to your lawyer. You might want to like just set up like a small office hour visit and meet with them. It's probably better to go with a lawyer who works with entrepreneurs in this space. I don't know what your availability is like for that, like where you're located, but that's what I recommend doing. Mirage Puffer. As somebody who got a media degree, we all had to take law classes, media law classes, and there was an optional class for contract law that I didn't take, but I really, really wanted to because the teacher was super cool, and I think I think law is a fascinating field of study. Okay, so that's the Mirage Puffer, which is also really cheap. I'm gonna buy so many familiars. Molten Wartoad. This one's still gonna be expensive though, because he's like a boss, right? Alright, so that's $7.50. This headband is not doing its job of keeping my hair out of my face. I don't know if you guys have noticed, but I've developed a little bit of trick. So I've been trying to not touch my hair, but my hair is not cooperating. Okay, moss covered golem, 22 gems, 25,000 treasure. I should probably look up what the conversion rate is and then adjust these accordingly. How many friends are we up to? 11 friends. Okay, Dan sent me a message on Flight Rising. Okay, I see it. I will get into it once we are done here. That was for the moss-covered golem. The mottled sea serpent. What did you guys all think of Metallic? Lovely, lovely new gem. Hello, Little Miss Book Addict. How are you doing today? I was relevant to your username. I was thinking about starting some kind of book club on this channel, but instead of it being about like fiction, it would be about game design. I don't know how much that's something that's actually wanted, but I would make it like only books that are on Amazon Kindle for like a certain price range, so it wouldn't be crazy, and I would just do like one a week or like one a month, and we would also review like scholarly articles on the on game design and virtual pet games in particular. So let me know what you think of that. So Being of Nature Shadow says, honestly don't know what they're doing, which is fine. Adam and Donna didn't know what they were doing when they made Neopets. You know, they had a kindly investor step in and take over all of that boring stuff like legality. So that's fine. Nobody starts off knowing what they're doing, but that shouldn't keep you from trying to be an entrepreneur. And you need to safeguard your effort by bringing in experienced parties. I think that's really worth it. What I would love to do is start an incubator where I work with starting game developers and give them advice and help connect them to resources to develop their games. That's something that I would really enjoy doing. What's the current ratio of gems to gold? Little Miss Book Addict says that it's about 1 to 750. Is it really? Because if so, then my spreadsheet is super wrong, which is fine. That's totally fine. All right, what else do we have going on here? Noxious Coral Climber. All right, all right. Okay. And you know, frankly, I could do like an incubator thing. I could build that into my Patreon or something, because unfortunately that's something I wouldn't be able to offer a consultation like that for free. I would have to get like shares in the company, you know, like Shark Tank type of thing, in order to invest that kind of attention into a project. Hold on, let's see. Yep, that's so much sun. So much sun. Give me 1 second. That almost helped. Do you need a boss familiar, malevolent spirit? I think I have. Hold on, let me go back to my familiar hall sprite. I do not have malevolent spirit. I would appreciate that. Being of Nature Shadow says they don't know what Shark Tank is. Shark Tank is a reality TV show where entrepreneurs pitch their businesses to investors, and those investors are like they have business experience developing small businesses into, you know, big sustaining businesses, and they grow the business in exchange for like shares in the company, and it's a pretty good show. It's a good model for a show, and it's pretty close to life. Like, it's not faked for the camera. It's a real thing. I recommend watching it. I think Lion's Den or Dragon's Den is it in Britain. Shark Tank is the American equivalent to it. I don't know the international ones, but in like a few classes that I've done in my internships, those companies also had programs like that. I also, if you have like incubators in your area, they'll have stuff like that. Okay, so like I almost pitched a business idea this quarter to an incubator, but it's not quite at that point yet. So I just need to work and study and get there, and eventually I will be able to pitch. Okay, 4299. Oh my gosh. So I think we're just gonna go over today as long as possible because I've spent it all doing this spreadsheet, which I know is just riveting to watch. Some of this art, I think, doesn't match the rest of the art, and that it should probably be redone. I wonder if they will. Okay, so I've got one item in my inbox, which will be the account that I show off in, is that Leo? Is that yours? Or is that, well, why am I asking? I can just literally go check it out and find out and be done with it. All right, Leon, thank you. Thank you so much for that, and I'll be able to mark that off. Okay, so I'm just gonna leave off there and go to Dragon Eel. Hey, how you doing? Thank you. All right, check out your new Imperials on the second page. So let's do that. Let's jump right into it. YouTube channel, if you don't know about that, you should go check them out. Bog Socks, our good friend Bog Socks, who was hatched and a baby last time. Beautiful, cute little Bog Socks with their runes and double basic runes. And then let's go ahead and jump into the Imperials. And we've got Zephyr, Gladder, Asiano? Are we pronouncing the C like that? Beautiful, absolutely beautiful dragon. Ice Platinum. As you guys know, I'm super into the ice and the platinum. And then let's go back to the second page and admire the other Imperials that we've got going on here. Did I show this one off last time? I feel like I did because I just really love platinum, maize, and whites. Like, that's a beautiful, beautiful dragon. Imperial males are just so pretty. Lemon, gold, banana, such a bright yellow dragon. And then Asiano, and then let's just check out all the other dragons in your lair. We've got Duck, Platinum, Silver, Silver Glimmer. That is a very pretty dragon. Reminds me of some dragons I invested in a long time ago. Oh, and these are the ones you're talking about, the babies. I look like an absolute mess right now. Okay, let's go like this. Do I look better from this angle? From this angle? From this angle? Too much light. Can you imagine how the dragons would look if you were colorblind? I know that there are some extensions that you could download to simulate the different, well, not to simulate, but to assist with the various different kinds of color blindness, because it's very common to be colorblind of a few different colors. It's more common in men than women. And I know that it can be like a real hindrance in some games like Overwatch, Miltiades, Daggerkin, cute. These are very pretty. They're crystal facet circuit. Ooh, I like this one. It reminds me of camouflage, but way too sparkly to be camouflage. Heineni, chartreuse, hickory, banana. You know, chartreuse crystal is really pretty. I like that green. It's like a radioactive type of green. I like that. And then we've got Derp Bab, because it's a derpy dragon, I guess. And those are great. Those are great dragons. Diamar. Alright, then I've got another inbox item. And this is from Lavender Dino. Hey there! Just got some genes from my progenitor. She's the very first Fae. So let's go ahead and check that out. This is this Athelia. I imagine this is her. Basic Ice Spot runes. Ooh, runes look so great. I like how it's shadow on thistle, so it's just like a tonal difference instead of a hue difference. I think that's really great. I'm not a huge fan of ice spots, but it is a very lovely effect. And yes, I did get the familiar. Oh, I'm sorry, just because of the resolution of the page, it doesn't really show everything, but there we go. Yes, I got the familiar. Thank you so much, Leon. I very much appreciate that. I will go ahead and attach that to a dragon immediately. And you did not need to attach any types of treasure. Yeah, I thought that Daymar was mine, because of the gene combination and the coloration, and the parents were in my lair. So, yes, thank you so much for supporting the channel. For supporting the Flight Rising initiative ongoing here. So I'm going to add the Malevolent Spirit and then check it off from my familiar haul list. And then I do want to go hop on Tethered Weave for a minute before it's too late. Too late for what? Okay, Malevolent Spirit. Malevolent Spirit. Acquired. Yes. Okay, so I got most of the way through the alphabet. Okay, so let's sort real quick by smallest to largest. So how much currency do I have? I don't know if you guys can hear that lovely noise coming from the outside. I'm gonna withdraw all of my everything and then spend as much of it as possible in the next 3 minutes. I'm thinking about investing in some curtains, just some like very like light sheer ones that'll hopefully make the lighting difference flatter. And oh my gosh, that is so lucky. So Leon Gamer got that familiar the first time that they faced off with that boss, which is absolutely lucky. That is like ridiculously lucky. I've had so many boss battles and walked away empty-handed, and it's so annoying because it's like, I don't even want to grind in the Colosseum, and then you do it and then you get nothing. And it's very frustrating. Okay, so the first one that I'm going to get is the Leopard Coral Climber for the gem amount. If it's still available for that gem. Hold on. If they're selling for $7.50 instead of $9, if the gems to treasure ratio is different, then I may want to adjust. So let's just do that real quick. So yeah, I'll be getting the Leopard Coral Climber for the gem amount. They're very cute. Alright, so buying it, purchased. Okay, so now I've got that one. And then now the Mirage Puffer for the gem amount. I'm selling all my crap to catch up on the familiar goblins, says Hallucinations. I've got some. It shouldn't be that expensive to catch up on the goblins, because those are this year, right? I'm pretty sure those are this year. So, good luck with that. Alright, Mirage Puffer, purchased. They're not expensive, they're just new. Alright, and then the Noxious Coral Climber, also buying for gem amount 10. That's even cheaper! That's ridiculously cheap. Okay. Alright, so I've got that now. Then Ocean Surf Magus for the gem amount. Alright, then I'm going to refresh. Oh, it automatically updates. Okay, so I don't have to worry about running out before. And then the Dainty Wave Hopper for the gem amount. I'm going to run out of gems before I run out of treasure. But then I will switch to buying things for treasure, obviously. Obviously. Okay, so that's 20. Yeah, that works. So this way, I'm loading up my bestiary again. So I can start getting treasure chests again. Mottled sea serpent. And that's for 15, which is consistent. Alright, and then I'm just gonna keep going with this live stream until I've spent all of my treasure. Yeah, I'm sure I could get some of these from the Coliseum if I just spent like longer than 15 minutes, but I just really don't want to spend that much time in the Coliseum right now. Daydream Puffer, then moving on to the Marin Spear Maiden. And the reason why these prices are so low is because everybody's farming the heck out of them because they're new, and just driving the price down because they're not very hard to get in the first place. So that's why they're selling for like less than 20 gems a piece, which is ridiculous. Alright, Merc Bottom Gull, 25. So as long as it's below 29. Alright. I'm gonna mark that. I've gotten so many familiars. All I have to do is just throw caution to the wind and spend all of my treasure at once. Okay, the moss covered golems. The golems are so cute. Okay, gonna buy it. Yes. And like I said, stay tuned to my Facebook for the announcement of the giveaways that I'm going to be holding. And I think I'm going to do a raffle for like a plague sprite or various other kinds of sprites. If you need those and you're interested in throwing in some treasure, you might be able to get some. I will definitely mention it in a video, though. I won't just blindly go into it. I'll give you guys some various forms of warning. Alright, 30 for Marin Defender. Buy it. Yeah, all of the new familiars look so good. The familiar art has gone up so much in quality. Like, I'm not saying that they were ever low quality. I'm just saying they can continue to be surprising in their very high qualityness. Is it hunger or dominance to get more gems? So you get 1 gem per day if you keep your clan energy high up enough, but dominance also adds to that, I think, that you get more. I'm not quite sure. I just finished getting 2 out of 3 genes for my custom progen. Hi Allison, how are you? All I need is the marketplace to reload to get runes. I recommend contacting somebody who has dominance this week to buy it for you if you do not have dominance this week, just because it's cheaper that way. So hyphen serpent. Okay. Then Augite protector. Almost out of gems here. And then when I switch over to treasure, I'm gonna spend it all so quickly. Augite protector is only available for treasure. Did one of you guys buy it? Okay, so I'll just go ahead and purchase that, and that dramatically really reduced my treasure amount. And then the next one is Hawkspell Goliath. Alright, so yeah, everyone seems to agree that yes, you get more gems when your clan is dominating, and you get more dominance turns. So I think I might be out of things I can purchase. I think I may have spent all that I can spend. Yep, I in fact did. I bought all the familiars that I could. Anyways, thank you guys all so much for joining me today. I greatly appreciate it. Ice was dominant last week. This week it seems as though fire is currently dominating. They get plus 1,500 treasure a day, 5% off layer expansions, 15% off marketplace treasure items. Let me know if you guys have any questions or comments on this live stream. I'd love to hear from you. And yeah, thank you guys all so much for joining me today. I hope to see you next week and maybe later in this week for an evening live stream if you are available. Yeah, thanks for joining. We went a few minutes over this time, but I won't complain if you don't. I hope that everyone has a great week full of wonderful opportunities and achievements. Hopefully it'll be better than last week. All right, bye.